All right, guys, got some breaking news here. I don't know how breaking it is. Kind of depends on your perspective, I guess. But house payments have made a new high, a record new high, with the new average house payment being $2,807. That's a 5.3% increase year over year. That hurts, folks. The average house is going to run you $2,800 a month. Now, that does not include taxes, insurance, or any possible HOA fees. So it's ridiculous numbers to see when you consider all things in there. What I also noticed is that the median price for a home has gone to $383,000. Now, generally, that's down. The problem is that people are still asking $423,000 for the house or more, right? And of course, this is subjective to different areas, so I'll take that all with a grain of salt. But even if you take that number, the 423, and break it down into 20% down payment and trying to do the right thing financially, you're looking at a $2,500 a month car payment or house payment, and taxes would run you about $523 a month, depending. I used excuse me, I use Florida as the number because theirs is easy to figure out. It's typically runs 1.5% of the sale price. So I used that number, came up with $6,300 of taxes, then divided by 12, just the easy math. But again, that still puts you at a house payment with taxes at over $3,000 a month. And again, that doesn't include insurance and any possible HOA fees. So Florida is basically HOA, heaven or haven, depending on how you look at it. It's not a good thing for me necessarily, or for anybody, because you're paying extra for things you may not want or need or want to support. However, you buy down there, you know what you're getting into, so make sure you clear that up before you buy. So what is this all resulting in? Well, it's just a bunch of numbers, generally speaking, unless you're looking to buy a house. And right now, house prices are up 40% since before the pandemic. Controversially, no, what's the word I'm looking for? Opposite of that, rent is only up 20% since before the pandemic. So the amount of people renting grew by 1% just in the fourth quarter of 2024. What's that tell you? To me, it says that houses are becoming unaffordable and people are turning to rent because of it. I, for instance, use the numbers that I have in Florida as rent. We pay $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom, 1,100 square foot. It's perfect size for empty nesters. Basically, my daughter will be living with us until she moves out, obviously. But a 2-bedroom works perfectly for us, and I wouldn't pay more to have a 3 unless it was an amazing deal. No maintenance, and it's flexible, and it's a low cost in general, especially if you consider the alternative, which is at least $1,000 or more a month to have and buy a house, even at the low numbers. Typically speaking, in Florida, even though they may say these prices are coming down, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that at all, except with new homes, because the builders are having to cut costs because they have to attract buyers. And if you're selling your own home, you have a hard time competing with that. They are kicking everybody's butt. That's because they have a large inventories. They can take a little loss on every house and still make money, because not every house is having to be reduced. So those are things to consider. So, and going along those lines, rent has only gone up like 0.3% in the last month or so. So it continues to stay slow and rising only slightly as it goes. However, sales for houses are down 4.6%. And my overall opinion of the whole matter is this. There's not enough incentive to get me to buy in a market like this unless I stayed in Northern Illinois, where the housing prices are better, but the taxes will kill you. I can say this with confidence. My taxes in Florida on the same property are less. If I bought at the $423,000, that's less than I was paying in Northern Illinois for taxes for a house that half that value. So all things have some perspective involved. But when you consider all the costs to buying, if you're going to buy respectable, if you can't pay cash, and as retirees, those are soon to be, those are things you need to think about if you're going to move, or if you want to pay off your house or buy another house. Can you pay cash? If not, can you at least do 20% down? Are you willing to part with that money from your 401k to do so? And then you have to consider what the tax rate's going to be and what interest rates are. Interest rates right now on 30 years is running 6.67%, and they're making that sound like it's a great deal. It's not a great deal when a new home buyer or seller can discount the rate and get you to 5% versus traditional mortgage. So all these things collectively keep me from looking to buy anytime in the near future. Anyway, just my thoughts. Hot off the presses, record-breaking house payments. It's ridiculous. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment or a thumbs up if you like the video. I appreciate anything and everything you do. See you next time.